What's going on, Lake Pro Tackle fam? Y'all, I just want to express my sincere gratitude to each and every one of you that has placed an order with us, not just this past week, but if you've ever placed an order with us and you're keeping up with us here on YouTube, social media, Instagram, and Facebook, I greatly appreciate it. Guys, we just had two of the most successful drops we've had, really three of the most successful drops we've had, literally in the past week, starting with the Grow Design Works, the flags, the G flags, as well as the DRT baits, the K9s, as well as the TKs. Those have been flying out of here. And another one that we just got here recently were the Texas swim baits. These are flying off the shelves. I know the in-store isn't open currently during this Thanksgiving little break, I guess, but I just want to hop on here and say that I appreciate each and every one of you that have placed an order or just keeping up with us. This video specifically, we're going to be talking about the Flag 170. It's different modifications you can do with it, with the lips and the damper. I know there's some videos out there, especially from Grow Design Works. I just wanted to hop on here and put a little bit more information and maybe my own opinions on just the flag itself, how I like to fish it, as well as using the lips and the damper. So let's go ahead and hop into it. Really, the only thing you need for these modifications is a pair of split ring pliers, needle nose pliers, anything like that. Now, straight off the bat, stock, this Flag 170 is very, very easy to fish. There's not really any wrong way to fish it. I do like this hook size here that it has on it, and I absolutely do love the split ring and the terminal that comes on it. You realistically don't have to do anything to it to catch fish. It is just straight out of the box one of the easiest working baits out there. Now, they have some other modifications you can do, like the lips and the damper. We're going to talk about those individually, but straight up, this is just a fish catching machine. I think it's weighted very well, especially if you're fishing around the bank or you're fishing submerged vegetation, anywhere from like the top of the water column all the way down to around 5 foot of water, depending on your water clarity. Now, when it comes to soft glide baits, this thing is really good at gliding as well as just swimming. You know, the Flag name came from when you reel it in, the action it gives. It is just waving in the back. It reminds me of almost like a soft bull shad, but as you pull it along kind of in a more gliding manner with your rod tip, maybe a little bit less of the reels, in my opinion. I know you can twitch it with your reel and it kind of dead walks just a little bit, but if you kind of pull it with your rod tip down, and you just kind of pull it along and you get that head sway, it can really just create a very mesmerizing S motion that you can get out of it. So there's really just so many different ways you can fish it, which is super awesome. One thing that I do like as well is it is a round bend hook. So when you have the hook inside the slot here and everything is just how it was stock, you have an amazing hookup ratio. When it comes to smallmouth and spotted bass that like to hit from the belly, they're going to get those hooks right in their mouths. Typically going to be, if they're coming up at it, typically going to be in one side of the cheek or the other side, depending on which way they hit it, right? So that number one straight off the bat is super amazing. Largemouth, typically coming from behind, folding up that bait and getting a hook right where it's supposed to be, either in the top of the lip or in the bottom of the lip. That's the majority of how they're going to get it. But straight up, you can do a lot of different things with it. They have replacement eyes in your box already, as well as once the plastic or rubber starts to wear down on holding this hook piece, they have some little, I don't even know what they're called. They're basically like jig, like weed guard strands that you can put in there that will hold your hook up as well. Before you start putting weight in this bait here, I would upgrade your hook depending on your line size. It's going to allow the bait to still run extremely true. When you start adding weight to either the back section or even in the mid section here, you kind of start working with the balance. And if you're an experienced swim baiter, you're able to do this a lot quicker than someone that hasn't thrown a soft bait before and doesn't understand, you know, if you put more weight in the front, it's going to want to nose down a little more. If you put more weight in the back, it's going to want to try to stay like this and look a little more unnatural. So before you add physical weight to the bait, try upgrading maybe the swivel, upgrading the hook itself, And depending on if you go to a bigger hook or a bigger swivel, just make sure that everything is still relatively straight in line, or it's going to cause a little imbalance issues like I was saying earlier. So let's go ahead and hop in probably to the easiest modification piece here. So I've got my flag 170 and I've got my damper kit right here. It comes with 3 dampers. Easiest thing in the world. This has 2 almost like coffee straws all held together with an elastic band piece. What this is going to allow you to do is get a little bit wider glide out of your bait. So like I said earlier, when you reel this bait straight in, it's going to almost bullshad-esque swim around and have that, notable flag action. So this damper here, when it comes to gliding the bait, you're going to be able to really work it at more of a just slower rate of speed. So all you have to do, you're going to hold the damper open. I like to put it between my thumb and my index finger, hold it open like 2 gates like so. I'm going to just slide the tail in, and I'm going to pull it over just like that. Boom, you got your damper on. It's going to decrease, in the water, it's going to decrease the amount this bait can fold over a lot. If you're really, if you want a just truly less aggressive joint, you can put 2 on there. I really only recommend 1, but you can put 2 on there if you really wish. Might, again, affect the buoyancy just a little bit, but trust me, this thing is going to give you a lot better glide. So typically, I only do 1, but you do have the option to put 2 if you really want to, and it's going to really open up that glide and allow you to get a wider action on there. So that is the damper. Next modification really changes the action and allows you to do what I would say a lot more with the bait. And you've got 2 different lips in this lip kit. Now, we've sold out of all the flags and the G flags, but you can still purchase these accessories as well on the website, as well as the G flag repair kit, different eyes and everything like that. Now, in the lip kit, you get 2 different styles of lip. You get a very soft plastic lip, and you get a very hard plastic lip. One's going to be able to flex a lot more, and the other one is very stiff and rigid. So all you have to do to install these is take your pliers, split ring pliers, and take off the top split ring off of the harness. Should be pretty easy to do if you've ever changed a hook before. Not the most complicated thing in the world. So the one I like the most is going to be the flexible lip. To me, it makes a little bit of a difference, but it really doesn't make too big of a difference. Whether you go the soft lip or the hard lip, what it's going to do is essentially it's a bill for the bait. They're going to be the same angle and everything. One's just going to be softer than the other. What this is going to allow you to do is crank it down, and that is money. They are not seeing anything of this size. A 170, y'all, is going to be around that 6 inches, and they just don't see that, especially something swimming like that through the water. And you can also dead walk it. I think the lip is at enough of an angle to where you can just put that reel input in there, that real aggressive reel input, and it's just going to really just left, right, left, right, left, right. So once you put it on the line tie as well as the harness at the bottom for the hook, all you gotta do is you're gonna stick that back on there and you're good to go. You tuck it straight back into the plastic and you're all good. I mean, that is literally one of the easiest modifications you can ever do. Of course, you've got to actually put the split ring on there, but one of the easiest things you can do. In theory, realistically, the harder one is going to be better for like a constant retrieve because it's not flexing around. This one you can work very, very easily. It's going to flex. It's going to really bend down the head just a little bit. But to me, they're very, very similar and one of the easiest modifications you can do to something like this. And I highly recommend if you did get a 170 and you didn't pick up a lip kit, make sure to pick up a lip kit because, I mean, y'all, adding a lip to it will allow you to fish so many different ways. For those of you that fish herring lakes and you need speed, subsurface speed, not just speed, but subsurface speed, that lip is going to allow you to fish it right under the surface. If you've got, the herring, you've got mullet, I guess. I wouldn't throw these at striper typically because they are going to just tear it up. You know, the bait themselves is very, very durable. Using that mesh joint, it's very, very durable. But for something like this, I wouldn't be throwing it at striper. They're pretty dumb. But when it comes to largemouth, absolutely, y'all. Smallmouth, absolutely. Spotted bass, this is a killer. Very cool IU/Smelty looking pattern. You know, Retarget A has got to be one of my favorites, other than, you know, just kind of like that pearl white one that they came out with. But I've got a lot of 255s, and I'm hoping in our next batch we can get some 255s as well. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If it helped you, leave a like on it. If you enjoy the content we're doing here over at Lake Pro Tackle, please subscribe, and we'll see you next time at Lake Pro Tackle. See you guys.